Now, there's a big situation surrounding the affairs of Nigeria now, and of course, there may be wars coming up in the upper weeks, where we learn that there's a coup in Niger Republic, and Nigeria government wants to invade their territory. Yes, there's been a big explanation, of course, and that is why this is now beginning to make sense. Why Russia and Israel relationship with Biafra is beginning to make more sense. Now, listen attentively. We are committed in restoring Biafra, but we can't do it by magic or by miracle. There are processes in which case but we pray that our leaders stay safe, because in war, nobody knows the shepherd. The sheep does not know the shepherd, and the shepherd does not know the sheep. And we pray that we won't start seeing wars, airplane flying here and there, and delays in whatever the case may be. But in this big notation and orientation, we must understand that the flying figures which must be dedicated to in a well possible analysis, Biafra has come to stay. Yes, I told you that the international friendship is fetching us billions of weapons. Billions of dollar weapon. Let me put it like that. Billions of dollar weapon, and the Air Force, the private Air Force of Russian president is going to be arriving in Biafra land. That is Air Force One, just like the U.S. Air Force. That is the jets, the aeroplane that is carrying the Russian president. We must understand that this whole thing is becoming more interesting, and Africa must rise up to dictatorship. We must condemn dictatorship. We must condemn evil civilization, democracy that is demonic, that won't favor the Africans. This has really tied us to a grave danger, and we cannot continue to commit ourselves into that circle where people use us as their willing tool. This is a point where we must fight back and defend our land. Biafra Gabia, Biafra Gadi, Biafra Gachi. It just two-way things. Now, this communication, I've gotten to that very point where we should learn to be better, and we should put ourselves in that very circle where things must be done well. It's only a question of time. Things must be done well, and that's how it is. That's how it is. Why do people come in and try to destroy the affairs of Biafran restoration? Why are they angry? Why are they committed in destroying our affairs? These are questions that we must ask. These are questions that we must answer. Weapons, soldiers, and food. Weapons, soldiers, and food. This is one thing that should be considered. And Biafrans have made mistakes in the past during the Biafran War, and that mistake must not be repeated if we want to protect our territory. If we do not consider the food that each and every one of us must eat till when the problem ends, then that means we didn't truly learn from our past. You can always forgive your past, but don't forget to learn the mistakes from your past and retract them in your future. These are key points that one must understand. Key important points. As we continue to uphold everything possible, we must tell ourselves the truth and nothing but the truth. As our international relationship with Biafra, Israel, Russia, and the rest of them has become more booming and more protective and proactive, we must consider several points in this month of August. And most of the key points is the ladder of victory. The ladder of victory. So that we cannot be used, bemused, and be thrown outside the territories and affairs of the Biafran Republic. We're a people with much consideration, a people that shouldn't be taken for granted, a people that must be moved our wild self into a proactive measure and wins that one must see through. So our international relationship must be kept in accordance. And those who wanted us dead must understand that we're going to protect ourselves. We fought a war of survival. We will always be ready to fight that war, deem it fit anytime they bring it on. It's a question of time. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of extension. One of the key facts remains is that we cannot put ourselves in the circles of where it should be. Freedom is sweet, but if we don't fight for our freedom now, we may never enjoy the freedom. And that's one powerful experiment. If we don't fight for our freedom, we may never enjoy our freedom, and our children will never enjoy our freedom. Big facts.